Hey guys, welcome to this week's Gear of the Week episode. No, we're not doing Gear of the Week this week. There's a lot of deals going on. Cyber Week is there, Black Friday is coming, but I didn't feel like doing a Gear of the Week episode this week because yesterday evening I was reading a guitar magazine. Yes, I do read guitar magazine. And in this magazine I was reading an article that was really making me furious. You might ask yourself, how can an article in a magazine annoy you, Tonio? So I'm gonna show you. But first off, I want to let you know, I enjoy all kinds of inspirations, either if it comes from the internet or from magazines, from a teacher. Wherever you get your inspiration from is a good source to move on and get better and develop as a guitar player. Therefore, I'm subscribing every month the Gitarre and Bass magazine. I read this magazine first time in 2001, subscribed it right away, and was always satisfied with the content they delivered in their magazines. There are interviews with famous guitarists which are inspiring. There are workshops, there are tabs, there are new gear, a lot of stuff that you would need to improve your playing or at least your mindset. But yesterday I read an article that was really kind of upsetting me. The article I am talking about is called Der Fluch der Werbung, the curse of advertising. And the article is mainly about Till Hoheneder, the writer of the article, bitching about YouTube. Bitching about high quality produced videos that show pedals. And I don't really get what he's exactly meaning. Is he's meaning something like this? Or something like that?
When you get lost.
Because this is two different types of videos. One is clearly and definitely a product video. A video that should tease your eyes and is definitely advertising. That is definitely advertising. The other one is, we call it a demo or a review. A YouTuber that got paid for what he's doing because he does that as a professional. I'm not doing this as a professional. I have 350 subscribers. I wish I could do that as a professional. I work together with different companies, but I'm not taking money for it. Not because I don't want to be a paid chill, but because I don't feel I have the standing in the scene that I can say, please give me more money for what I'm doing. My content is right now on a beginner's level, and I hope to increase over the next years so that maybe I can work together with companies on a professional level. And working together on a professional level has always two sides. There is the product side. There is the side of the company that says we have a new product and we give it to YouTuber A, and YouTuber A is reviewing it. And why shouldn't you take money for that? I mean, if you get hired for a certain job, for taking money to give a feedback on a product, would you sit down and say, I'm not taking money for this because my opinion has to be unpaid? No, you take the money because it is your job to review stuff for the people out there, for you and for me, and not for the company. What you might think is if you get gear that you have to review, you will have to say only good things about it so that the company is coming back to you. But the fact is, if you're saying only good things about the product, the company will not come back to you because you're not honest. A company that creates a product and sends it to a YouTuber. YouTuber says, hey, everything's fine. He's maybe sending back the product to the company, or he's having it in his household, in his studio. Then the company starts to sell their products. The YouTuber said everything's fine with it, and then they sell it to people, and then they get bad responses back because the product is not fine. This is more drastic for a company than a YouTuber saying this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, and this is wrong. And that's why most of the YouTubers give very, 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 very honest, not more negative than positive reviews on the videos than positive reviews. Now, back to the article. This guy here says, hey, every YouTuber says, this is perfect, this is perfect, this is perfect. And you shouldn't watch that videos because they're not giving you an honest review on what you can achieve with a pedal. Instead, you should better watch, like he's describing it as normal videos. He says, and I quote, this sound is, in my opinion, much more honest than to the pros. Does that mean now that a YouTuber that is doing high quality content is less worth than a YouTuber who's not giving shit about his background, his cameras that he's using, his audio, he's producing maybe tracks so that you and me, we can see how the pedal works in a musical scenario, in a musical environment. Then they're doing reviews where they, yes, and he's saying that, where they shred all the time. Okay, he's having a point here. I can't shred like Pete Thorne, but does Pete Thorne now has to play shitty because I can't shred well? So does Pete Thorne now shoot and record audio low quality so that your needs are satisfied, that you don't feel overwhelmed by his playing? So here's my sum up and my thoughts why I think this article is highly, in my opinion, highly irresponsible. Till Hoheneder says he rather watches amateur videos than professional videos because he wants to have an honest feedback, and he says that professional videos that are high quality produced does not give the feedback that to his ears what he expects to hear from a pedal. Till Hoheneder might be very experienced. If he wouldn't be, he wouldn't write for Guitar and Bass magazine. So, but let's go to the perspective of a beginner and say there is someone who wants to search for a new green distortion. And he watches some other amateur, and his first thoughts might be, what does this other person that is on kind of the same level as me know more than me, and how professional can be a feedback, how good can be a feedback from such an amateur video creator than from a pro video creator. I don't mean it mean, but if I would be in the perspective of a beginner, I would trust a well-produced video more than a low-quality video. And most of the time, pro reviewers are more knowledgeable, are more versatile, have more knowledge about the pedal than an amateur, and therefore their opinion is not more worth it, but you can grab more information and more detailed information out of a pro video than out of an amateur video. I would agree on the point that a sound that is coming from an iPhone is the direct response of what you can hear when you switch on the pedal in your home, on your Line 6, Spider, whatever. But does that mean that I learn something about the pedal? Does that mean that I know how to dial it in, that someone shows me, okay, if you go to that sweet spot, you achieve like a more grunge sound, and if you go on that sweet spot, it's more like a creamy lead sound. No, this is a review that I'm not getting from an amateur. Okay, I'm not saying the amateur has no place on YouTube. I am not saying the pro has to be replaced by the amateur because the amateur is more honest, and that's my whole critique point in a point of view of a teacher, of someone who's giving knowledge to people that are in the process of learning. This article is highly irresponsible because he's just praising one side of the eine Seite der Medaille, one side of the coin, but doesn't say you still can watch pro videos because you can grab something out of there and you can learn something there. And to be honest, I'm not watching pro videos from Pete Thorne or from Perfecto de Castro or whoever it is for the pedal. I'm also there for watching their fingers. And most of us do. That's why we also watch those videos, to learn something and to get better. And sometimes, I have to admit, I rewind the videos and just to see how a certain lick, a certain riff or something is gonna be played. So this is now my completely honest and full opinion on this article, and I hope you kind of get my point. Guitar and Bass, if you want to, you can clearly come to me and let's talk it out. Let's do a video together where we talk about this. I think this article shouldn't have been in the Guitar and Bass, and I find highly irresponsible to show it to young persons and say this one's good and this one's not good. Even if he says it's just his opinion, he's influencing minds with it, and I think it's difficult. It's difficult, but let's talk it out, and I hope to see you next time on Tony's Guitar. This week, no gear, but next week then.